this business is up and down, and there's so many times when you think something's going to go through and then the rug gets pulled out from under you. So in a broad sense, how do you turn a bad situation into a good one? How do you capitalize off something that was sort of a missed opportunity and then find another way with it?
Okay, I would want to answer that with a broader stroke too. Is that number one? I think it ties down to who you are. Because if you're, as a person, you're always looking at the bright side, looking at the glass half full, you're in whatever thing life throws at you. You could make lemonade out of lemons or coconut water because that's the in thing right now. You know, in the Philippines, kid you not, we're throwing coconut water away because for us it's a waste product. While here, it's 3 to 5 F-word dollars for small bottle. If I knew that, oh my God, I should have been sitting on the coconut gold mine. Does that sound right? Yeah, so it's how you look at it. If you're already, you know, a negative person, a bitter person, life would throw you the biggest opportunity of all and hit you like, and you don't even know it. It creates this huge crater around you and you don't even know it. And it's sad because there are people like that. So hopefully you're not. But then, and even if you are, really, just look at the bright side, because I do tend to believe there are a lot of horror stories, really real horrors in life. And yet, if you take the bright side of things, because I have a colleague at work and she told me she was listening to a video on YouTube and they were interviewing a 100-year-old woman and through the Holocaust. And she survived all that to be 100 years old, and she was laughing and she was smiling and all that. And they said, "What's your secret with all those horrors going?" And she said, "Oh, I'm simple. I don't hold a grudge. And I look at the best things in life. I don't deny, I don't discount the hurt. I don't say that was nothing. But then I don't capitalize on it. I don't make it larger than it is and to think it's already huge like the Holocaust. But I don't dwell on it. I just move on. And I just smile." So with that said, yeah, life, opportunities, people, anything, you know, they could throw something at you, but yet if you have that, I'll turn this around and make the most of it, because again, you just don't know. What you think may be such a negative, a drain on your time, your effort, your money, and you're already bitter, and you're angry and all that, then you'll just make enemies, and not only enemies, but just you yourself. Stress is not healthy. Anger is not healthy. You're just burning yourself up while the other person is just thinking what he'll have for breakfast. While here you are seething with anger and bitterness. Just let it go and capitalize and see how you could turn it around. Because if you have that attitude, you'll be surprised. Everything is always a blessing in disguise, no matter how bad that disguise looks to you at that point. But if you look at the bigger picture, and what I said about everything falls in a circle and everything actually works out for the good, you'll be surprised. Oh my God, if I was not here because of that experience, this would not have happened. And you'll be like, look back in your life and like, wow. At that time, it was really hard. It was really difficult to accept. Like nobody supported my film. My Kickstarter campaign failed. I got 0, and all I was asking for was $1,000. But yet, if you look at it and you learn from it, and you don't take it as a negative, it was a negative event. But it's your attitude that's not negative, because the events you cannot control. It's your attitude that you can. And if you always look at the bright side and be positive, every negative event will turn into positive. So that's how I look at it. And in time, you'll always prove that to be correct. And in my life, it is. So it might take time. I mean, it might take years, might take tomorrow, nobody knows. But it's a guarantee that once you look at the bright side of things, things always work out. So with that said, just go with it. Just know how to roll with the punches. Take a deep breath, because if it depends on what happens, sometimes you need to step back and think. But then when you're clear and you could really think well and no emotion, and you could just say, hey, it happens to the best of them, and I'll just take it as it comes, and I'll still be professional about it. I'll still have this attitude of graciousness, of humility, and you're appreciating everything, even though it really sucks. You'll be surprised. It really, really turns around. It may be through another event. It could be another person. It could just be anything. And then just let it happen. I'm a firm believer of like serendipity. Sometimes it's like, wow, how did that happen? You just don't know. You put it on YouTube. You don't know who's watching it. You put your best foot forward. It may be a negative in a sense that, I had to spend this and I don't really have the money, so that's a negative. Or, my wife, my parents said, maybe this is not really great for me, but hey, I want to do stand-up. So, and there's an open mic. Ken Jeong, he's a physician, went to an open mic. He was great. He was discovered. Now he's a star, movie star, TV star. And he's a physician. So, who knew, right? So, always turn whatever is negative into a positive and just do your thing. If you're passionate for it, if you love doing it, whatever life or other people throw at you, you'll always be upright, because you know what you want. You know you, right? If you're a solid character, you're strong enough, and you know what you want, and you just keep your eye on the ball, nobody could phase that, and nobody could throw you around. So true, negative events, negative people, but if you stand strong and you have that attitude of like, I'm thankful, I'm learning, I want to learn, I want to absorb, because again, everybody has to start somewhere. Nobody's perfect, so you have to start somewhere. If you have that attitude of like, I'm a sponge and I just want to learn, whether it's good or bad, even if it's the worst thing ever, you'll learn something. If you're just open, be open. I think a lot of times, a lot of people are so close-minded. Oh no, this is the way to do it. Why not this way? Thinking outside the box, and not only outside the box, but really outside everything else. And just be open, and just be like to life, to experience. You'll be surprised. What was a negative experience, or you think a missed opportunity, may be the best opportunity ever, in the world. So,